Welcome back to HotRodMess. I'm Angie, and I am here to talk to you. I did a couple things about being a mom and adjusting and all that fun stuff. And I got to tell you, like, it's tough. It's tough being a mother. So I recently have decided that I'm going to start dressing like a hoochie mama. And it's not because I am a hoochie mama. It's because that's who I am. Like, I enjoy dressing sexy. I enjoy wearing high heels. I enjoy wearing a cute little pair of Vans with some short shorts, or having my boobs out, or not wearing a bra. Like, I enjoy who I am and I want to embrace who I am. And I guess the biggest thing is, as being a mom, you kind of get stuck in this time warp, and you get stuck in this, like, tunnel vision only of what is expected of you and what you need to be and who you need to be. And it's awful because later in life, as your children are getting older, as I stated in one of my clips that you guys saw, one of my children is 19. He's going to be 20 in a few weeks. My other child is 15. She'll be 16 in a few weeks. And then my youngest just turned 13. And I've lost sight of who I am. And it's really tough because who are you as a human? So I've brought in the world these beautiful humans, and I don't know, like, some women, I guess, like, are like, oh, you're like, some women say to me all the time, like, you're so lucky because you were so young when you had your kids. Not really, because I never got to identify myself. So I guess for me it was really hard because I went from 18. I was 18 years old when I had my son, and it was 2 weeks before my 19th birthday, and I went straight into motherhood. Like, I was responsible for this human, this little being, and everything and anything that was ever about me didn't matter anymore. And that's kind of how my life has been my entire adult life. So there's different chapters, and you hear people saying, like, your younger life, your adult life, your 20s, your 30s. My whole adult life has been adulting. I didn't get to live my 20s as my 20s. I didn't get to live really my 30s as my 30s because I was momming. And recently, you guys heard me say that my one of my children stated, on the phone to me, I what's your problem? Like, we don't need you. And I was like, oh, you don't need me. And he's like, no, we don't need you. We can figure it all out on our own. And there's a fly in the studio. Like, for fuck's sake. Of course there's a fly in the studio, because why wouldn't there be a fly in the studio? Awesome. But anyway, so my son said, I don't need you. I don't, like, we're fine. We can figure it out all on our own. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, you don't need me. Those are the words that literally just came out of your mouth. You don't need me. And I know that he didn't mean harm by it. Like, he didn't mean, like, I really don't need my mom. But I don't know who the fuck y'all think you are, but you need your mama. Take it from me. My mom and I do not talk. We are not friends no more. I have no respect for her. I have no love for her. I want nothing to do with her because she followed my pedophile father. And I get it, like, whatever, that's her gig, but no. Ew. Like, you don't need me? There's not a day that goes by where I'm like, where's my mother? I wish I could pick up the phone and talk to my mother. Even though my mother never really gave me good advice or anything, because the only good advice my mother ever really gave me was never seek vengeance and never seek revenge, and always be kind. That's it. That's all she really ever taught me. Those are the only things I ever remember about her teaching me, other than, like, cooking and crap like that. But, like, no, you're who? Like, are you fucking for real? I mean, it was a low blow for me. It was a little hard. It was. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt a little bit. But you know what I learned from that? You gotta let them go. You just gotta let them go. And you gotta let them fall. And the thing is that, as my daughter, I was talking to her about it, and she goes, whoa, 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 whoa. No, no, I am not. No, I'm not part of him. You leave me out of that. Cause, like, I still need you to cook for me, and I'm like, you motherfucker, like, you still need me to be your freaking servant is what you need. And she's like, well, yeah, cause you're my mommy. And so it's kind of like a balance. And I get it because I'm at a different point in my life. So now I'm at this point where I can enjoy my children. Whereas like I walked up to my kid the other day and I was in the Cadillac and I was driving the new V, the Cadillac Escalade V, and I love it. I own a 2025 Cadillac Escalade V and it's badass. And I was at a stoplight and it's like a dude thing. I don't know, testosterone, whatever. He puts the window down and he goes, gives me a thumbs up. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, and then he looks at me and at the next set of lights and he goes, ha, it's nice that your dad let you drive his Cadillac. And I'm like, V mode engaged. Fuck off. Peace out. Just saying. But the funny part about that whole conversation was I got to share that with my eldest child and his friend that were in our driveway working on their truck, and they just fucking started dying laughing. Now, if anybody knows anything about my husband, they all know my husband hates to be called daddy. Like, don't you want that man to go from fucking hero to zero? Call him daddy. Like, no. Like, so the funny part is, I said to my son, I said, I'm gonna walk up to Padre and I'm gonna go, hey, daddy, thanks for letting me ride your caddy. And he's gonna be like, fuck no, don't call me that. He's and I'm just gonna get this look like, what is happening? And then it was even funnier because later on I did tell my husband about it. We do this thing at dinner where it's like good, bad, interesting, funny. And we never did it that night because we didn't really eat dinner together and everybody was yapping and talking and blah blah. And so finally I told him the story and he goes, yeah, no, don't ever call me daddy. Ever. And I'm like, I know, babe. And it's funny because we're at this thing and he was with this chick and whatever. And she goes, yeah, daddy. And he was like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't do it. And I'm like, and I knew it the second I heard it. I was like, oh no, this poor man. But I don't know. It's weird. But then, there's other funny things. Like my daughter, the other day we're driving home and she said, oh, what did she say to me? It wasn't the other day. It was over like school time. We're on our way to school. And this chick says to me, this is funny. This is funny shit, right? Because being a mom, you can make fun of your kids, guys. So don't knock me. And she goes, Mom, when I get older, I'm going to be super, super rich, like filthy rich. And I'm going to be like so successful. I'm going to move to New York and I'm going to get a huge penthouse that overlooks the Eiffel Tower. I sat here like this, dead ass, like this. I just looked at her and I was like, you mean Statue of Liberty? No, like that big giant tower that's there. I'm like, that's in France, girl. And if you can see the Eiffel Tower from New York, woo, you're doing good. You're way up there. And I just started, like, I was dying laughing. And I looked at him like, you're a dumbass. Now, she was younger. You couldn't tell her she was a dumbass. You'd have to like, it's okay, honey. Like, let's talk about geography and blah, 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 blah. Well, as they get older, you can be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's great because you start hitting like a new chapter in your life where you're like, all right, I'm feeling it. I can get behind this. Or like their friends come over and you start talking to them and their friends are like, hey, Mrs. Bear, and you're like, no, call me that shit again. I'm gonna smack the shit out you. Or when you hand them your boobs, your implants. Yes, I do have implants back. But when you hand their friends their implant and you're like, yeah, see, it's cool. And they're juggling around and you're like, nah, how's it feel to have Jake's mom's boobs in your hand? And they're like, oh, Jesus, for real? And I'm like, yes, sir. It's out of pocket, out of pocket. Or when your son comes to you and I mean, he's older. So he's like, Mom, oh my God, we were so drunk last night. And I'm like, oh my God, like, shut up. And I'm sure you guys have seen little bits and glimpses of Ella and I and our little domestics that we have because she's my mini me and it is what it is. But the funny part is that it's humor and you start thinking about that next phase and who are you going to be? Like who's going to define you? Because when you start getting to that next step, who are you? Who are you as a human? Who are you as a dad? Who are you as a mom? Like who are you? And that, I guess, is the biggest thing that you have to figure out when your kids are getting older and all that. And I know, like, all of you out there sitting here, like, some of you can relate, some of you cannot. Then we have to start about, like, we did an episode about from car seats to driver seat, and that's real deal. Like, that's a lot. Having being in the industry that we're in with towing and the automotive, my kids always, I mean, they drive all my cars. My daughter's going to be driving my Roadster at some point. My son took my Roadster out the other day, and the Chevelle's going to be, she's got a big block back in her, so they're going to be out driving that. And Ella's going to want to drive the 59 Caddy. And all you have to do is pray, just pray that your children come home safe. And the problem is that you have three different, like, I have three different children, very different children. And I have my eldest, who's testosterone. I have my youngest, which is no fear and testosterone. So, oh shit, hold on to that, Batman. I can totally picture me getting a phone call from him going, hey, funny story, but not so funny. And I pray to God I don't get that call, but I can envision it because he's a daredevil and it's crazy. And then there's my daughter, who's, she's wild and she's free and she's sparky and everything, but she's very la 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 la, sing a happy song. Ooh, butterflies. So and she's cautious when it comes to driving. She's like that on four wheelers. She's like that on dirt bike. Like, she's just who she is. No problem with that. But fuck, there's three of them, and they're gonna be at some point in three different eras. And then how do you deal with that? So especially, like, we work together. So like, right now, currently, I'm like in the battle between son, husband, me in the middle, and it's like, okay, this is awesome. Son saying, you don't need that check. It's not a big deal. Husband going, you don't get to tell me what I need and don't need. And then you have me going, flipping out at husband because of son, because he doesn't understand what's going on. So it's like, oh my God. Or then on the flip side of that, you've got, you know, like, my kids always want to hang out. Like, we always want to hang out together, which is cool because I'm blessed like that. Like, I'm super blessed in that manner. Not everybody has their oldest kid comes in and gives them a hug, or, we get into an argument and the next thing he's like, what's for dinner, mom? It's okay, cool. Or you can sit on a pontoon boat in the middle of the night with your daughter going, shh, quiet. Someone's getting kicked out over there in the driveway. I mean, that's another episode we'll talk about. Maybe we'll bring Ella on for that one. But in the same flip, I mean, they're always following my location. So, like, yesterday we're in the ER with Ella, and I get a text message, why are you in the ER? Why are you at the hospital? Why is it whatever? And it's just coming in. And then one of them, the younger one's messaging his older sister. Like, this is just so much stuff that's going on that is just beautiful. And it's wonderful to watch them evolve, but it's scary as fuck. And it's beyond scary. And if you, as a parent, whether you're a guy parent or a mom or whatever, grandparent, whatever, watching them evolve is beautiful. But eventually you watch them grow into you having no control and you having no say, and you have to just let them fall. And it's tough because they really don't balance themselves out until they're 25. No offense, guys, but it's a scientific proven fact that your frontal cortex does not develop until you're at least 25. And that's why you guys are all dumb until 25 ish. Some of you stretch it out for life. Just saying, you're undeveloped. Just saying. I am not a doctor by any means. It's just some shit that I've heard over the years and seen in real life. So I'm starting to think that it's actually accurate. Um, but I mean, it's beautiful. But right now I'm struggling as a mom. I'm trying to find my balance. I got to rebalance me. And I said to my husband today, I said, I think I'm just going to go back to being who I am. I think I'm going to go back to being slutty, like, not giving a fuck. I'm going to wear black eyeliner, and I'm going to wear high heels, and I'm going to wear fucking short shorts again, and I'm going to work out, and I'm going to have my tits out, and I'm going to do this because that's who I am. And my children, I think my children expect nothing less. They don't expect anything less from me because they know who I am. As my son said this morning, Mom, if I have to sign on one more time and see your tits, oh, I'm done. And I said to him, you know what? You're welcome. You're welcome for not being a normal mom. And that's the thing. Like, I listen to all these women and I talk to them, and they say to me things like, you're so lucky. Oh, good for you that you have so much confidence to do that. It's not confidence, ladies. It's finding your inner you. Who are you? Who were you before you became who you are? And who you are is not who you are, if that makes any sense. You develop your mind, body, and everything to be formed around this social bubble and this social world of motherhood that you truly forget who you are. Like, I know moms that'll sit there and be like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Oh, they're great. Oh, don't do that, sweetie. And next thing you know, you get them with a glass of wine next to them and they're like, oh, fuck that. And it's like, if you just told your kid to shut the fuck up and stop being a shithead, you probably wouldn't be sitting here bitching about them. Just gonna throw that one out there. Or they'll be like, oh, how do you get your daughter to just relate to you and talk to you? And I'm like, what do you mean? Because I talk to her like a fucking human. I don't sit here and sugarcoat shit with her. I tell her flat out, hoochie coochie. Your hoochie coochie is your private parts. Don't let no one near your hoochie coochie. If you got too much near your hoochie coochie, you're gonna end up with some funk. Like, hello? She's not stupid. She's not this tiny little thing that you can't talk to. And that I see it all the time. Like, I have my daughter's girlfriends come over here all the time and they're like, oh, I would never talk to my mother with that. I would never talk to my mom about that. And I'm like, what? I don't understand what's happening right now. But as you develop as a mother and as your children develop into these little humans, they need that guidance. They need to know who you are. They need to know the you. They have to, because that's how they know that you're real. One person said recently, I don't know what I did something stupid, shocker there. I don't really remember what it was. And she goes, oh my God, you're human. You're not so perfect. I said, girl, I am not perfect by any means. And I just run a tight ship. That's it. And you have to be there. And the thing is, though, is that you're trying to be there and you're trying to be with you and you're trying to be with your husband. And then in the end of all of this fuckery and chaos and all this bullshit, you now got to figure out who the fuck you're in love with all over again. Because who you married is not who you're married to anymore. Like, you're still married to that same person, but he's at different chapters in his life, or she, whichever one floats your boat. So now you have to balance that out again while you're trying to redefine yourself. And I'm at this weird point where I have to redefine myself, who I am here, because I know that here I only have 5 years left before they're all kind of gone, and I have to rebalance all that. So, like, what the fuck? And then in the same aspect, how my husband fucked me back then is not how he's fucking me now. It's not happening. It's like things have changed. Things are not the way they used to be. I've lost a couple organs. Some shit's shifted around. Like, yes, I do my Kegels. Yes, I got a type for J, but there's things missing there. So just saying, ladies, you can understand. But you forget about all that. You're like, oh, I got to get up in the morning. Oh, I got to do this in the morning. Oh, I got to do that in the morning. So you forget about, like, giving them head. Simple thing. Like, my husband asked me the other day, like, on our anniversary, we've been together for 19 years, married for 9. And he said, what do you think the worst part of our relationship is? And I said, communication and affection. And he looked at me and he goes, huh, okay. Not that I thought what you were going to say. And I said, well, communication is key, and we don't communicate. We communicate in passing and not direct. And we communicate with sarcasm because we're humans. So, like, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. No, it really wasn't okay, whatever, because I was really not okay with it. Like, I was really not okay with that. And I just said it to shut you up and move on. And So my husband knows that that's what the fuck I'm doing. So he just doesn't do it, or it gets ignored and we don't communicate about it. So now later on, when I'm like, well, did you do it? What happened to blah, 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 blah? And he's like, you said, okay, whatever. So I just didn't do it. Or on the flip side of that, husband will say, okay, whatever to me. And I just move on and get it done. And he's like, I thought we were going to talk about that. Well, you said, okay, whatever. Communication. If we just sat there and took like 45 minutes to an hour and shut everybody else out and said, hey, zoning in, what's the deal? And affection is the simple things like he gets me my coffee in the morning if he's up before me. That's new for me. Totally new. My husband just started drinking coffee like a year ago. And this is new. This is all new to me. But if I didn't say thank you, then he doesn't appreciate it. And thank you is a sign of like affection, my gratitude for you, my love for you, my empathy, my everything for you. A simple, hey, thank you, babe. Thanks for getting me my coffee. I appreciate you. Like, that's a lot of work. You had to pour the coffee, you had to do the thing, and you had to walk it all the way upstairs. And if anybody knows watching any of my TikToks, you spill on my shit, I'll be pissed. Pissed. And you gotta walk it in while we have Ishla's going trying to dodge them. So it's just the thing, like you have to relearn. And or just as simple as holding his hand at night when I go to sleep. And like everybody knows, like my husband's older too. Like we're 16 years apart. I'm younger, obviously. Just joking. I'm just kidding. But I've had way more organs taken out than him, so there's a possibility I might die before him. But whatever, it is what it is. But the reality is he's older. So the way life and his evolution and all that shit's supposed to work is he's essentially supposed to die before me. And I said to him recently, yes, last night, I said, I'm in fear of losing you because you're getting older. And I don't want to lose that best friend. My husband is my best friend. And he has said to me, well, I just don't, sometimes I don't even know who you really are anymore. Like you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing this. And at first I was really mad at him when he said that to me a few weeks ago. And I was like, you know what? And he was like, well, I think you're trying to replace me or get rid of me or just like feed me out of your life. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, this has nothing to do with you. There's nothing to do with you. Like, fuck off. And that was my reaction. But when I thought about it, and then when he said, like, I don't include him in things, and we talked about it, communicated, okay, words, communication, I took it from his side. And yeah, I guess it does look like I'm kind of pushing him away, but I'm not. I'm just trying to figure out me. And motherhood is one of those things where you have to figure out you. Like sex, like I know that I want to be touched in different ways now, and I want to be caressed, and I want to be grabbed, and I want my hair pulled, and I want this, and I want that. But what about his needs? Because his needs has changed. Maybe he doesn't like certain things anymore. Or maybe he's like, I'm fucking older now. Like, I can't fucking grab you by your hips and throw you around like you wanted to back then. It That's the thing. I mean, he's had a rotator cuff surgery and all that. So you have to be aware of you as a person and who defines you. And then you need to communicate that with your partner, because moms, we are all guilty of it. You all know you are. The second that child is born, your entire universe is just that kid. And that's it. I don't give a fuck what you say. Anybody else around you does not matter but that child. And that's it. And I'm not a grandma yet. Like my kids are too young for that. But when I become a grandma, I'm sure that my grandkids are going to be my world. And I'm going to step into that. And that's going to be a whole new chapter in my life. And it's all about like chapters, but not forgetting who you are. Like ladies, I tell everybody all the time, like they're like, oh my God, you're so pretty. This. Take 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Look in the mirror and say, I am a fucking badass and I'm fucking banging. Don't say beautiful, you are banging. Because banging is like a I'm sorry if you guys can hear my dogs barking right now because they're like wigging out, but whatever. But the word banging is sexy, slutty, seductive. Like it's just oh, it's just an amazing word. Beautiful means you're beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody has beauty. Everybody has it. But when you give yourself that confidence that you're banging, girl, you can fucking kick the rest of the whole fucking day's ass and it doesn't even matter. Anybody can say anything, you'd be like, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm banging. I don't know what you're talking about. And I don't care. Like, I don't care if you are fit and trim. Like, I'm not fit and trim. I'm 30 pounds overweight right now in my life. It's awful, awful. I need to work out again. Whatever. Kelsey, I'll get back to you, girl. I'm almost clear. But like, it doesn't matter. You are banging, because at some point when you reestablish that and you say I'm fucking banging and I got this, and you got that confidence and that sexy back, your husband's gonna start seeing it. Everybody else is gonna start seeing it. Your husband might start thinking that you're trying to bang somebody else, because mine did. And I said, no, I just want you to look at me as who I am. And like what I am. And I never got, like, I don't know if you're a young mom, you can probably relate too. Like, you never got to identify who you are or what you want out of life. It's just not a thing. And these fuckers are really upstairs right now, fucking wrestling around with the fucking dogs, like, for real. But I mean, it's like you go to the grocery store and you see some of these women and they're all dressed up and you're like, what the fuck, dude? And you're not, and you're in like whatever, you feel like you're in frumpy clothes or whatever. Fucking put your tits up, held your fucking head high, put your chin on the fucking mantle and go, nailed it. Because that's all you need. And when you get that, when you establish that, everybody gonna look at you different, like, what the fuck's wrong with you? No, fuck that. Fuck them. And anybody who looks at you like there's something wrong with you, it's only because they haven't gotten into their own confidence. And that's why. But, you know, mom life is tough. It's real tough. You know, like my daughter, my daughter is, she's a fucking trip. And I never wanted a girl. As you guys have listened to some of the episodes, I didn't want a girl because of my past and subconsciously what happened to me, and things like that. And I was just afraid, like subconsciously afraid. But that's another day, another time. I don't want to go sappy soft on you, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest thing is your daughter becomes your best friend. Your kids grow into these beautiful humans. You're going to watch your sons fall. They may fall in love. They may never. They may not. You may like your daughter-in-law. You may not like your daughter-in-law. Who knows? You're going to battle it out. But don't forget who you are. Don't forget your badass. Don't forget your true identity. Who are you? And remember, who you were when you were 18 is not who you are at 38. I'm 38. It's not who you are at 20. It's not who you are at 25. So if you're trying to recapture who you were, you're going to be a fucking failure for sure. Like, for real. Like, I've tried and I was like, I'm going to be a size zero again. And like, oh my goodness, big boobs. No, no, that's not going to happen. I have stretch marks because I've birthed 3 fucking kids. I have fuckery going on with hormones. I don't have uterus, people. Hello, that's a bunch of fuckery there. Like, I don't have a thyroid, so yay, there's fuckery there too. Like, there's so much shit. Yes, I don't have a thyroid, guys, and my hair is real and this long, and I have good skin. But like right now, I have this fucking acne shit going on my face, and I'm like, what is happening right now? But I like realistically, like it's not who I am. It's not who I am anymore. I am not 18 years old. I'm never getting back to my 20-year-old body. However, I want you to know though, I can walk in a room and then I've seen other people, and I'm not going to like toot toot my own horn, but this is how you know that you've evolved and you're a badass, okay? And someone actually pointed this out to me. So, and I never looked at it that way. A friend of mine said, I love when you walk into a room. And I said, what? She goes, dude, when you walk into a room, I don't give a fuck what you're wearing, what you're doing. You walk in a room and you walk with so much confidence and you're just so stunning because you walk by people with a fuck you look, but you walk with grace and elegance and you're just beautiful. I love you as my friend. And I looked at her and I went, oh, girl, I love you. Thank you. And she goes, no, seriously, you are one of the one and only people that I've known. And I kind of blew it off, whatever, like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She's being sweet to me. And then I started realizing it. People stop and they're like, hey, how are you? And then there's the, 10 out of 10 fucking 20-year-old banging chick. Like, she's fucking banging. Like, I would took her for a spin. Broke her, but took her for a spin. And she walked in and nobody even acknowledged her because I had that old school-ish, like, glamour. And there's a difference. You have grace, you have elegance, you have love for yourself. And people see that. And they're like, hey, Ange, how's it going? Or hey, blah, blah, blah. It's great. I've had it in the opposite direction where I've walked in a room and people have been like, oh, fuck, that bitch is here. Oh, shit. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to be part of that. She's loud. She's obnoxious. Fuck, 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 fuckity, fuck, fuck. Which is fine. It's cool. I'm a lot. I know. But it's okay because I've never changed who I am. I'm loud. I laugh loud. I talk loud. I do shit loud. I don't give a flying fuckery about any of it. And I built a badass business with my husband. It is my husband's business, and I followed his dream. And now we're at a different point. He's following and supporting mine while I'm still working with him. And we're so busy and there's so much stuff going on. But my kids are just, everybody's just kind of falling into place. As one comedian once said, zippa, zippa. But we're not zippering. We're just falling into place. And I don't know if this is sign language for something fucked up, but I'm sorry. It was this. It was this. So I just learned that this is dickhead. So that was cool. But anyways, that was a conversation at the dinner table the other day. I almost died. I was pissed myself laughing. But that's the thing. Like, so don't, girl, ladies, gents, whoever you are, and whatever you're doing, whatever your reasoning is for listening to Hot Rod Mess and my rambly bullshit on, you need to never forget who you are. Never forget it. Never forget your foundation. And when you have a strong foundation, you will fucking flourish. And never forget who your spouse is. And remember, they're going through the same struggles you are. And you got to communicate with them. And your kids, when you tell them, I'm doing me, and you move forward, you know what? They're going to either figure it out or they're going to be like, all right, I got you. Or they're going to be like, what the fuck? Where's mom? What happened to mom? I didn't mean it. I'll do your dishes. I swear I didn't mean it. Please make me a sandwich. That's how it's going to go. It's going to be one or the other. But I got to tell you, though, never forget who you are. Don't forget to touch yourself every now and then. Remember all those lady parts, rub a little nipple, get on it. Like I caress my boobs every now and then. Don't forget to, stick a finger up there. You feel great. It'll be awesome. Feel around there. You never know. Maybe you like it. I don't know. I'm just saying. But that's who you are. It's who you are. We are creatures and we are beautiful creatures. And whether you're whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just don't forget who you are. And remember, motherhood, daddyhood, whatever hood you're in, is fucking rough. Nobody ever said, I'm from the hood and it was easy. So I think that's why they put fatherhood and motherhood together. I think that's why they threw the word hood in it, along with childhood. Because all three of them is fucking rough in that type of hood. I don't give a fuck what hood you're in, but that fucking hood is rough. Childhood, raising the child in the hood, all the hoods, motherhood, fatherhood, the hoods are hard. But don't forget who you are. That's the biggest deal. Don't forget who you are. But anyways, I'm going to sign off for now from Hot Rod Mess. My name is Angie. I am the Hot Rod Mess Diva. I want you to check me out on YouTube. Check me out at HotRodMess.com. Check me out on all major platforms. Go like us. Follow us on TikTok. You can follow me over at Instagram now too. I finally got that set up. Kicking ass there. Do all the things that you want. And also, if you have a badass car and you want us to feature it or you want to yap about it, please send it to us at hotrodmess@gmail.com. It is me that you will get. I am the one who's going to respond to you. I am the one who's going to tell you what's up and all that. You're going to see me doing a lot of dumb shit coming up. It's really not even dumb shit. It's just my life in general, which is full of dumb shit. Currently, right now, yes, we do have a pool going in, and you walk to the other side of the house. We got a garage going up. It's just fuckery on either side. Um, so it's all good. It's all fun. It's part of the hood. So HotRodMess.com. I do have some awesome people coming on next week. I have I'll be interviewing next week a beautiful family slash friend of mine who I just beautiful entrepreneur, started his own business from scratch, built it up to this amazing, beautiful produce company, which he recently sold, and now he's doing his passion with his kids and his wife and all that, and they're on the next step in their life. So I'm going to interview all them, including his children, and how they feel about working with Daddo and Mamo, because now they're older and they're getting in the thick of things. So tune into Hot Rod Mess. I will also have Stephanie Viva is going to be on from Stephanie in the Morning. She's going to be on in a couple weeks as well. Part 2 of Mac is coming out once I figure out how to upload that video. It's horrible. So tune in. We love you all. I love you all. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I hope that you like the content. Please always like, subscribe. It's how we grow. It's how we get out there so other people can enjoy the beauty. And please, please, please comment and review. I love it. So HotRodMess.com, HotRodMess@gmail.com. I am your Hot Rod Mess Diva. Peace and out.